Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the full moon in Libra. Question for the day is, what is the full moon going to illuminate for you? This is my Palo Santo. I always start with a little fresh smudge. My name is Mary, by the way, and thanks for tuning in. If you end up liking this reading, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I do full and new moon usually. For the last couple of months I've been doing that. And I would like to continue if you all are liking them. So feel free to subscribe too. I would love that. And if you have comments, go ahead and let me know if there's something else that you're interested in. I think I did some unboxing of things too. If you have any interest in that, I am always buying more decks. Because it's kind of my addiction. Spirit, what is coming in? Whoops. I got my 4 that I needed. What is being illuminated for Gemini in this lovely energy here? So far, everyone's been getting just like the new moon, right? I think it's springtime. A lot of people are going through transitions, and if they're not major transitions, it's a shift in the trajectory that they were already on, tweaking something. And everything has been, I think, almost every reading I have has had a spiritual component, like don't forget to meditate sort of thing, or the messages have been about incorporating spirituality into your earthly existence. That's pretty much. I've only done a couple so far for this full moon. Spirit, what do we have for this full moon in Libra for Gemini? Overall energy. Oh, victory. Okay, and that's what I was seeing here. You can see these two powerful women. Queen of Cups, she's kind of like a Mother Earth energy. She's creative, she's loyal, she's nurturing. Anything that I feel, anything that has like a circle behind them, I always feel this has the power of the sun, and so you have that suggested here as well. And this is victory, it just outright says it. So I feel like whatever it is, and you've got more. So in another sun. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. I will get into the details. Whoops, I don't want to put that there. I want to kind of look underneath. Page of Wands. This page, pages have there's almost like knights because there's movement, but they're also a little more, they can be a little more innocent, so a little bit maybe rough around the edges, a little more impetuous perhaps, not quite as sophisticated. They'll show their excitement, clearly. Show their excitement. And again, another big sun energy. Throwing the wands up in the air. This is blissful, bold, creative, powerful energy. 4 of Cups. This is a woe is me. This is taking a pause. Woe is me. I'm forgetting to look at all the good stuff I have. So it's a feeling of lack, even though it's not the reality of lack. So you have it. I mean, she's just feeling a little bit sort of out of sorts. And you've got the Chariot, which is the same thing as victory. So the fact that there's 2 victories, I'm thinking this is swift movement, whatever it is that you're moving toward. Queen of Swords. This one looks not as happy as some of them, but the Queen of Swords is a smart, sharp, thinks on her feet, makes snap decision, but it's not a harsh or reactive decision. It's based on her experience. She's just that clear in her mind about what to do at any given moment. She also sets clear boundaries. And this particular one, she's a little more, she sort of looks pensive, like she's contemplating something. Like I said about the spirituality thing, High Priestess is to just be it's a reminder that, Spirit is working behind the scenes, and High Priestess suggests the mystery, and just kind of wants to remind you that even if you're not seeing manifestations, things are moving. Things are moving, and you can see by these victories that it's going to happen quickly. And then you have the Judgment, which you can see is like personal spiritual enlightenment. So I feel like that's kind of what's going on. I feel like all of your whole life, everything's going to fall into place once you start seeing yourself more as a spiritual being. Yeah, all of this is beautiful stuff. So the Ace of Pentacles, something starting, and this is in the earthly world. So it's a creative idea, but it's already starting to take root. You can see that it already is starting and even sprouting up some results. So whatever you're beginning, this is showing you that you're maybe beginning to see a little bit of evidence. So just a teeny bit, teeny tiny bit poking through the soil. The sun is your promise. Sun, and again, wow, this is nice. This is nice. So this is removing the, I didn't look at all the cards yet, and when I did, as a story, it just all fell into place in like a snap. So the Two of Swords, this is the woe is me again. Oh, I can't do anything. I'm stuck. There's too many obstacles. Yada yada yada. She's all tied up in this. All she has to do is, with her free hand, reach down and pull the blinders off. It's easy. It's making the choice to see, making the choice to see whatever it is, to see your path, to see yourself, to see whatever. It is just making a choice to take the blindfold off. This card always makes me laugh because you can see. And the stuff, nothing's even tight on her. You know, if the wind blows, her hair's going to pull one of those strings loose anyway. So we have Judgment. So what happens here is, in my story, you pull off your blindfold. You start to see your inner self. You start to connect with spirituality. And that sometimes just means being quiet and listening to your higher self, listening to the universe, to God, whatever it is that you feel is larger than an earthly being. That's what that is. So you start to sense, and it could be just intuition, whatever it is, but that's you starting to connect and starting to be enlightened. And then when the light shines, right, this is the sun. The sun is all about growth and expansion. Nothing can grow without the sun. And so taking the blindfold off results in you starting to embrace that part of yourself, which starts to shed some light on things, which starts then to take root. And then you have this, it's like a Mother Earth energy, this one. And it looks like here, because the Page of Wands, there's always a little bit of education involved. But this Queen of Cups, she's just love and light. And I like to think of the cups and the Queen of Fire or Wands, whatever the creative one, sort of similar. This one's like a lesser sort. This is a little bit softer energy, but still, there's still a strength. There's regalness. There is clear and loving leadership. There is non-judgmental encouragement. There's all of that. And then you have the Page of Wands, which is the creative energy. And the page is just like, I'm just going to dive in and learn everything I can do. Learn everything I can. And this is, I think, the past energy that needs to go over here with this one. Just notice they're both looking off, or their angle is off into some distance. This has nothing to do with her reality, right? Whatever's going on in her mind, nothing to do with the things that she's surrounded by. This rainbow is usually light and love, and you've got the little stars here, so there's little sparks of creativity. These bowls look like they're full of stuff, so their cup runneth over. I mean, there's plenty, and there's some vegetation on the ground, and there's vegetation here. So there's affluence represented all over, and this person is just choosing not to see it. Sometimes we need to just take a break and collect our thoughts and assess, and that might be what this girl's doing. She could just be, he or she, I can't tell, this individual could just be pausing and starting to shift the thinking, starting to think about why are these stupid birds tying this blindfold to me? You know, what can I do to remove the blindfold? So it could be this kind of a pause happening, because right behind it, here comes here comes the powerhouse. Here comes the 3. You've got victory, rushing, big deal movement. You pretty much, it's going to be a success, whatever this is. Queen of Swords, clear thinking, powerful, self-confident, in a nice way and not in a haughty way. Also a good and generous leader. And she's not someone to mess with, because she's got the short. She's sharp. She's got 2 sharp edges to the sword. And then the High Priestess, this creature of mystery, who's simply reminding you that while you might not see things happening, although you might begin to with this, it's starting. Things are working. And I feel like these are the energies that have come forth, have already passed. And then this is where you are leading to that. Whew, that was fun. That was a really fun one. Oh, okay. I'm going to do some clarifications because Gemini, you deserve it just like everybody else does. And some of my favorite folks are Geminis. Yeah, this is simply, you have to... Oh, when I think of that, when I say that, I know... people that I know start to pop into my head, and who are of this, whatever sign I happen to be reading. And this, with the swift movement coming in, is absolutely on par with the couple people that I know who are in this sign. Spirit, can we have a couple of clarifiers, please, for... So in the case of one, I think that these cards, this is about overwhelm. This is just looking at your stuff and getting it organized, getting it into an orderly fashion, and then things fall into place. And I think Spirit is part of all of it. So even that will be enlightened, because you know, we're all just here having an experience, right? This is all part of a bigger plan of something, I think. Spirit, can we get some clarifiers, please, for Gemini for the full moon? This was too big of a clump. I'm going to do one more shuffle. And if anything was meant to come out, it will come out again. Spirit, can we please get some clarifiers for Gemini for this full moon in Libra? What is being shown to them with this full moon light? Light of the silvery moon. 2 of Swords. So you've got some sword energy. And Death. So you're letting go of something. Whenever there's a decision to be made. Wow, 2 of Swords twice. Need I say more, right? That's unbelievable. 2 of Swords twice. We've already talked about her. This is basically, you need to make a decision. This anchor is holding you down, and you can't do anything with your sword because it's all tethered to this anchor, and it's being held, which is kind of a stable position, which is her too. It's like, it's stable, but it's not moving, but it, you know, cut that rope and swashbuckle away. Cut these ropes and begin to see. Yeah, there's that sense of the 2 of Swords, of the feeling of being trapped or stuck. But you don't have to be. So, what I love about tarot, it really reminds those cards are like ooh, this is a really bad place, you have this and that. But then it reminds you, you can make a choice to do something different. There's always free will, which is so great. But it kind of is a good barometer for, you know, checking to see where you are. When you are stuck, I'm going to give one more pass. Spirit, anything else? Okay, we've got some cups energy here. This had a few of them. I know this one for sure. Oh, this is lovely. You got, oh my gosh, you got, okay, bunches of them. Ooh, okay, so Two of Swords twice, so that's just unbelievable. And, okay, Innocence of, and you have the Six of Cups. This is a good card. I'll tell you about it in a second. This, I didn't mean for it to, I think I put the other one away too deep. And I forgot now which one it was. This card. Okay. This was number 4, Chariot, Queen. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so the Tower was somewhere underneath. It's not part of our story. It was too far back. Although the Tower is death. Something, and I feel like death is when you pull the mask off, this way of doing things, this sense of overwhelm, this disorganization, stuckness that you currently, whoever this reading is for, seems to be in. I think that is the death, because when death happens, look what emerges, this little butterfly or moth or whatever, but this new life, and it's an upward motion, right? This is about enlightenment, upward, rejoicing, upward. This is, and even her hands, upward, everything upward. I think that this is about rejoicing and enlightenment, and it doesn't have to be, you know, religious. Don't get me wrong about that stuff. Also, I wanted to say the Page of Wands. Okay. We've got cups here. This booklet, this is the Naked Heart Tarot, which is gorgeous. But the cards are a little bit, they have a slightly different message than every other deck. And this deck is the Light Seers Tarot. So every deck has its own twist on the description or on the meanings of things. Classic Rider-Waite has, or Rider Universal, that tarot is pretty much whatever, I mean, the standard, that's, I think, what the standard meanings are. Everything that's come since then has their own twist on it. And so because of that, I occasionally like to look, actually frequently like to look in these books. 10 of Cups, I don't need to look at that. You can see this is fulfillment in all areas, abundance in all areas. So it's, the cup is the heart, so it's full. It's like in traditional tarot, this is the happy family card. They show all the cups and then the happy family looking like they're dancing, and there's, you know, like a castle behind, so you know that they're wealthy or whatever. So this is completely total fulfillment on all levels. Every part of your life, fulfillment. So I'm going to start with Naked Heart, because that just popped out. It was a little bit underneath. And I think that's basically an extra card. I think that is not the same as anything else. This is about connection and purpose, your higher self. Okay, so it totally is. This is about trusting your intuition, I think, you guys. And but I feel like it's about your whole life. Like if you start to trust your gut, things are going to start falling into place. Because you have earth stuff here. And lots and lots and lots of cups. Lots of cups. The Queen of Cups. So a little bit of, and the Four of Cups. I mean, there's a lot of emotional stuff happening, and I think once you remove the blindfold and let that old story, whatever it is, bury that old story. It doesn't fit you anymore. That's the sense I'm getting. So this goes on quite a bit. It has quite a lengthy thing. I'll just tell you what it is. I am going to read the whole thing, and I might skim across some of these other ones, but just so you get a sense of what these cards can, the way they're written. I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. As I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and purpose. Comparing myself to others does not serve me and will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. When I shine bright, I am the spark to someone else's light, and I inspire others. Whew. Shining bright. See, this is the intuition. This is amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm going to shoot over to Cups now and just touch on each one of these unless one of them really jumps out. Oops, where did Cups go? Here we go. The Six of Cups is about memories, nostalgia, and comfort. All right, in the traditional one, this is the one where it looks like a little boy and a little girl are sort of playing in front of a cat. It's like remembering childhood or something, remembering. And sometimes this is the desire to go back to some form of security. Comfort. So I'm just going to skip down to it. Says the unicorn familiar, what it says. It says, when you close your eyes, you have access to all you can dream and feel. Again, it goes back to intuition. Ten of Cups, we've already talked about. The innocence and the spirit of Cups. The innocence is what this deck calls the page. And we've already talked about the page being a little bit, what did I say? They're impetuous, a little rough around the edges, a little bit naive perhaps, and hence the innocence. They're not quite as well-rounded as, certainly not as the king or the queen, and not quite where the knight is. This is about innocence and of your emotional needs. I'm being encouraged to spend some time with my emotions and learn to connect with a full array of them. Mindfulness and curiosity can help create internal balance and connectedness. Yeah, and then it says personality traits. Learning about intuition and the power of sensitivity it holds. This is, highly imaginative and expresses the imagination. Extremely in tune with others' feelings and is sensitive to them. Dreams with big ideas and endless possibilities, like her. Speaks from the heart. And then the spirit of Cups, that's actually the king in this particular deck. I am the spirit of my emotions, being encouraged to embrace your emotional wisdom and compassion. Share it with those around me. I have found great balance within, and the world needs my light. This is about being emotionally open and sharing from the heart. Charismatic leadership. Skills that convey compassion, encouragement. Genuinely creative and eagerly shares talents. Emotionally resourceful at processing emotions and encourages others. Understanding the big picture and trust the unfolding of the universe. Loyal and protective. This is so beautiful, you guys. So beautiful, Gemini. Okay, I think we have enough clarifiers. I do want to See if there's a wisdom card for a final blessing, or I think maybe I'll do a goddess for you too. Spirit, is there a final message or blessing for Gemini for this full moon reading? I didn't read you the victory card, but I think it's really pretty self-explanatory. That's from the energy oracle cards. Spirit, what final message or blessing do we have? Okay, well that's too big of a clump. Being Gemini, you frequently give me 2 for this, but what is final message or blessing? Okay. Flexible. Very flexible. I'll just read you the quickie part. Teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising, what's most important. Okay, I'm going to read more like I wasn't going to, but I am. A tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, because that kind of goes back to this image that I'm getting, right? The little roots are starting. Yet its branches can bend in a hurricane, whereas a rigid structure like a building would come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you need to be now, willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. Stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you too. Especially if you're starting to embrace a new part of yourself. So flexibility. If this is a major spiritual awakening for you and you start to feel like you're becoming someone else, the flexibility card would just, I think, caution you. Don't throw it in everyone's face. They'll get to their path. You know, their path is different. They'll get there in time. I am going to ask for a goddess card. Spirit, can we please have a goddess for a little guidance for the Gemini folks for the full moon in Libra, please? Is there a goddess, whoops, that will come forth for my Gemini fans? What goddess is going to come with Gemini? Full moon. There we go. Oh, flow. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. For yeah, just going with the flow. Flow, flow, flow. So being flexible, going with the flow. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Since I keep referring to this Queen of Cups, I'm going to just read you what it says about her, because I've talked about her a bit. Yeah, she's the main thing about her that I forgot to say completely is that she's intuitive. Intuition, whoops, intuition, 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 oh my gosh, intuition. Yeah, she's extremely intuitive. She's intelligent, loving, compassion, sensitivity, strength, empathy, leading with your heart, healing. All those other things I did not forget to tell you. But intuition, the key, I don't think I mentioned that particular word with her. And that's what this whole reading is all about. Since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead with judgment, because I think that this is about self-realization, spiritual awakening, and total transparency. So knowing your heart, yeah, which can also be a little bit about intuition. There you have it. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, you guys. Ooh, I love it for you. Love it. This was really a fun moment when that story just was like clear. Bam. So take off the blindfold, look inside, the sun will start to shine. Whatever this is for you is already starting to take root. You're going to start to see evidence, and you've got to trust your intuition because you are victorious. Remain flexible and go with the flow. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this helps or was at least fun for some of you. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you new moon in a couple weeks. Bye.